Tonight, Ian Anderson and I would like to honor Yuri Gagarin for his brave journey 50 years ago. And we would like to celebrate the role that humans play in the exploration of our universe, past, present, and future, by sharing some music between Earth and space.
NA1SS, NA1SS. This is W6SRJ calling.
NA1SS is the International Space Station.
November Alpha ISS hears you loud and clear.
Copy you 5552. Go ahead, school.
Hi, Catherine. My name is Dean. Have you always wanted to be an astronaut since childhood? Over.
Not until I was about 20 years old, and it's because when I'm about 50 now, and when I was growing up, girls become astronauts. It wasn't until I met Dr. Sally Ride I thought, wow, I want that job. Over.
Hi, Catherine. My name is Chris. What or who inspired you to become an astronaut? Over.
Well, Chris, a little bit, like I said, Sally Ride, but also my dad was a deep-sea diver for the Navy and in charge of some things when people actually started living under the sea. And I think that it taught me that exploring our world and other worlds was just part of normal life. Over.
Hi, Catherine. My name is Hamish. How long did you have to train before being selected for launch?
Hamish, I think it'll sound like a really long time, but, you know, I went to school for a really long time, and I still learn new things every single day. I'd say to be an astronaut, you need to... well, I guess that's a lot of questions, but once we're selected as astronauts, we actually train for a couple of years, almost 3 years to come to the space station. Over.
Hi, Catherine. My name is Demi. What was on your mind when you started your journey to space? Over.
Well, Demi, it depends what you mean by started. When we were sitting on the launch pad, I just can't tell you how excited I was. And the Soyuz vehicle, the Russian vehicle I came up on, is very small. And it's actually really great in that respect, and you just feel like you are right there. You're not in some giant spaceship. You're in a really tiny one. And so, you know, space and going fast are just right next to you. Over.
Hi, Catherine. My name is Michael. What methods do you use to deal with bone and muscle decay in zero gravity? Over.
Michael, we've got some things that we're trying and experimenting and trying to understand how it all works, both bone decay and building bone back up. So we're doing exercise, weightlifting, using a vacuum system, and also running on a treadmill and riding on a bike for cardiovascular kinds of stuff. And I'm also trying a drug that is useful for osteoporosis, and I think it will help us learn more about osteoporosis. Over.
Hi, Catherine. My name is Joel. What are your current research tasks, and what future real-world applications could be developed from research? Over.
Joel, we're looking at lots of different physical properties where, you know, there's some important property that is really dominated by gravity, and that affects crystal growth. Crystals can be used for protein crystal growth, designing drugs for diseases. There's also electronic materials like semiconductors. Those are crystals as well. Learning how all those things are made when we take away gravity, looking at the behavior of liquids. Almost everything that we have in our lives is made with, things flow through a pipe, and so understanding the behavior of liquids is really, really important, and all those little fudge factors in an equation are things that we're trying to understand what those numbers really are up here. So it's really exciting, and I can't tell you what exactly will be built right away, but I think a lot of things will come of this research. Over.
Hi, Catherine. My name is Jake. Can you see pollution, greenhouse gases, from space, and if you can, are some countries worse than others? Over.
Jake, I cannot see greenhouse gases. We can, however, see sedimentation, I would say, into the oceans or into river waters, things like that. And also, it's pretty interesting to be able to see the effects of just even dust. Dust starts in one country, and around the world you can actually see those effects. So we don't have any direct, we can see a lot of things, but it's hard to point at any particular country. Over.
Hi Catherine, my name is Evie. The stars look different from the International Space Station compared to Earth, and if so, how? Over.
Well, Evie, looking at the stars, it just reminds me of what a special place I'm in, and I think that makes looking at them, they look to me sort of deeper. Space looks deeper, sort of more velvety to me, a little more three-dimensional from here. Over.
Hi, Captain. My name is James. After you come back to Earth, are there any side effects? And if there are they painful or bad? Over.
Nothing terrible that we've really seen. I think our balance and our middle ear and just, how to move around is a little funny at first, so it takes us a little while to get that balance back and not to feel a little bit dizzy. And then there's a lot of sort of rehabilitation, probably a couple months of muscles and bones. None of that's really too bad. We're looking at some things where it looks like maybe our heads, our optic nerves might swell a little bit up here, so we're doing some research on that. That's probably about the worst thing. Over.
Hi, Catherine. My name is Dave. Has being in space changed any of your beliefs or perspective on life, or is it just part of the job? Over.
Well, David, if anything, I guess I'm realizing that the things that I am good at on the Earth, I'm good at up here, and the things that are challenging for me are challenging up here as well. You might think that you'd come up here and just be a whole new person, but I find that I have to work just as hard at some things, and that some things are easier. And I don't know. It's interesting to me that it's more like real life up here. Over.
Hi, Catherine. My name is Monique. How do you go to the toilet in space? Over.
Monique, it's a great question. I mean, this toilet is one of the most important machines on our space station. We have two of them, and it's a really serious deal when they start to break. And so we actually use a vacuum system to move liquid from place to place, and also to make everything else go where it's supposed to go. We collect those things, and I have a 10-year-old, so we say poop, okay? So all the poop goes into a bucket that's held by vacuum, and we actually throw those buckets away, and they burn up in our supply ships when they burn up. And the pee, that all gets recycled, and we actually end up drinking it. Over.
Hi Catherine, my name is Ashley. In 10 words, please describe what it's like in outer space. Over.
Ashley and everybody else, these are really good questions today. I would say it's magical, it's wonderful, it's ever-changing, it's busy, it's fascinating, and occasionally a little lonely. That's all the ones I could come up with. Over.
Hi Catherine, my name is Jacob. An astronaut sweats. Does the sweat stick to their face rather than drip down? Over.
Jacob, it does. So it's interesting to me. You actually have a lot of sweat on you after you're done to wipe off. And all over the place, so I wear a headband. Over.
Hi Catherine, my name is Joshua. Does food taste the same in space as it does on Earth? Over.
To me it does. Some people say it gets a little boring and they have to add spices. To me it tastes just the same. Over.
Hi Catherine, my name is Scarlett. What's the biggest threat to you when you're in space? Over.
Scarlett, I would say probably micrometeorites and small hard to track. But we have ways that we can deal with that if we have a leak as well. Over.
Hi, Catherine. My name is Charlie. What is liftoff like? Over.
Charlie, I'm smiling just thinking about what it's like. It's just, I don't know, it's not that you feel like you're moving so fast. First, it's just that you realize that there's some force and you are just not going to stop. You are just going and going and going till you get to space. Over.
Hi Catherine, my name is Jason. Do you ever get time off? If so, what do you do in your free time? Over.
We watch funny TV shows together that they send up to us. And I'm a musician and I play the flute, so I play the flute in our beautiful cupola where I look at Australia all the time. Over.
Hi Catherine, my name is Madeline. Does the sun come up in the east, north, west or south on the International Space Station?
Unfortunately, we lost signal with the International Space Station, so we missed the answers to the last three questions. I'll do my best to answer them. The International Space Station sees 16 sunrises and 16 sunsets in one 24-hour period. And if you have a look at the globe, you can see that the International Space Station will see sunrise and sunset from north, south, east and west.
Over.
Hi Catherine, my name is Eden. What is the most dangerous thing that has occurred for you up in space and how did you deal with it? Over.
Now, in answer to Eden's question, this is taken from a previous ARISS contact, and it's all about the safety aboard the International Space Station.
Hi, my name is Kevin, and my question is, what happens if there is an emergency on board the ISS and there is no one to contact? Over.
Kevin, great question, and that is something that we practice all the time as a crew, as 6 people, or even as 3 people, because sometimes when one vehicle has gone, there'll only be 3 of us aboard. We practice as if we will get no help from the ground, and we have procedures that are written that way. And we also try to remember, even if things are happening very fast, we try to remember that we can try all our mechanisms to contact the ground, even ham radio. Over.
Hi Catherine, my name is Jessica. If you have a partner, are they okay with you leaving them for a long period? Do you get opportunities to talk to them? Over.
In answer to Jessica's question, here's a section from an interview that Catherine gave to a US talk show, and she talks about her family and how she manages being away from her family and keeping in touch.
When we talk about trying to keep my son interested, another way I do that is actually to bring one of his things with me up to space. He's a big fan, and so am I, of Calvin and Hobbes, and so I've brought a little Hobbes up in space with me, and I bring Hobbes to do experiments, and I take pictures and send him down to the ground so he understands what I'm doing every day, and I did that while I was training for this mission as well.
NA1SS, W6SRJ, thank you for the contact.
Can we have a big Rosebud cheer for Catherine Coleman on board? There's one question.
Thanks very much, Tim. And unfortunately, we have 2 questions that remain unanswered, but I'll finish off and we'll answer those in a minute if you'd like. But ladies and gentlemen, we just shared a moment in history. Amateur radio station W6SRJ, operated by Tim Bosma in Santa Rosa, California, contacted astronaut Catherine Coleman, KC5ZTH, aboard the International Space Station, and spoke to students at the Rosebud Secondary College in Victoria, Australia. Now, for the international volunteer team of ARISS, including amateur radio satellite corporations around the world, the American Radio Relay League, Canadian Space Agency, European Space Agency, Japanese Space Agency, the Russian Space Agency and NASA. This is Tony Hutchison, amateur radio operator, VK5ZAI in Kingston, Southeast South Australia, sending my greetings to you all in amateur radio terms. 7 threes, which means best wishes.
Thank you very much, Tony, and can I express on behalf of the whole audience our appreciation for your involvement and everyone, all the other amateurs involved tonight in this particular contact with the International Space Station. I'm sure the students really enjoyed making personal contact, and we look forward to some of them maybe going on to much, much higher things in the future. Thank you, Tony. We'll pull the pin at this stage.
Thanks, John, and thank you, Tim, very much for the work you've done. And I'm sure Tim will be pleased to get back to bed. Over to you, Tim.
You got that right. All right, well, good morning, good evening, and good night all.
Good night, Tim.
Straight away.
Hello everybody, my name is Ashley Moore. On behalf of the Science Captains and the Science Department, we'd like to thank you all for coming tonight. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did.
Good evening everyone, David Houston. Just like to say a big thanks to the Amateur Radio Club for coming down and setting this up and helping us do everything. And for all support from the science staff and the department, thanks for showing.
The space age, fantastic. To get the people 350 kilometres above the Earth. I didn't think I'd ever do that or see that or anything like that. We just saw it tonight, so it's just amazing. Again, the effort on the part of our students tonight was fantastic. I think they did the Morning Peninsula proud. And I'd also like to thank the Southern Peninsula Amateur Radio Club. They set all the technical stuff up for us, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without them. So I'd like to give them a